Hey everybody, Side Gig Guy here. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why I am turning in my Amazon vest for a shipped t-shirt, which, by the way, obviously you can see, it hasn't arrived yet. But that's the kind of the cool thing about side gigs, you know, the driving ones. You don't really have to quit necessarily. I'm just not going to do Amazon anymore for a while. And the reason is, here in the area I've moved to, there's one warehouse in Mobile, Alabama, if I wanted to put myself in the Alabama zone. And if I wanted to put myself in the Pensacola zone in Florida, there's a whole 2 warehouses there. So just don't have a lot of warehouse availability, block availability, and what makes it worse is the rates are a lot lower than they were in Atlanta. Atlanta, you could get up to 30 or 40 bucks an hour if you waited for the right block. I've never seen anything like that down here. So I picked up Shipt, and I started doing Shipt, and so I'm gonna talk about Shipt in this video. Shipt is like Instacart for the most part. You go to stores and you shop for items, whether it's food items and groceries or other clothing and items, and you deliver them to people's house. Very straightforward. They also send you a credit card because in some cases you will pay for the items with your Shipt credit card. In other cases, like especially at Target, it seems like they're all prepaid in advance. Now, I've only been doing this for a couple weeks, so I do not claim to be an expert on Shipt. If you're looking for an expert on Shipt, get back on there and watch another video and you can just click away right now. But if you're thinking about it, keep watching because I was very surprised at what I found. In fact, if you're on a waiting list for Instacart, if you haven't been hired or for something like that, Shipt might be an option for you to think about. Sign up is very simple. Download the app just like you would anything else. Get your background checked. I was surprised there was no wait list and I was ready to go. Here's the first important thing to note about how Shipt will treat you when you first start. And I cannot stress how important this is because it's different than the other side gigs. Shipt, for your first 10 deliveries, is going to treat you like a rookie. And here's what I mean by a rookie. There will be plenty of opportunities for you to deliver. You will get an offer probably for every block that you open up on your schedule, at least 1 offer a day, or maybe even 2 offers a day. I'm up to about 8 offers in just 2 weeks, and I don't have my schedule that far opened. So I've done 8 deliveries in 2 weeks. What they are doing is they are going to look very specifically at your first 10 deliveries. And if you have a problem in your first 10 deliveries, you might just ruin you for Shipt. Now, of course, I don't know that for sure because I'm not quite there yet, but that's what I think they're doing. I think they're looking for the best of the best. So they want to hire people that when they come in, they do their first 10 deliveries like they're on probation. Like you really look at your substitutions, really look for items, be on time, give 5-star service to your customer, text them, communicate, all those things. Once I get these first 10 deliveries out of the way, I'm probably gonna back off a little bit, but that's number 1. Make sure that your first 10 deliveries, make them be great deliveries. Okay, how much money can you actually make at Shipt? The offers that I was seeing come in were, based a lot on how far away I was from the store and more importantly, how many items I was shopping for. They were in the $10 to $20 range, some were even less than $10, which I think is kind of low, but usually those didn't have very many items to shop for. The money with Shipt is in the tips, at least in my zone. The tips are really good with Shipt. I got a $50 tip on a grocery order, and the grocery order paid a grand total of a little over $70 because it was $20 from Shipt because they knew it was a lot of items, and then the customer gave me $50 extra. And I'm going to kind of explain how I think I earned that $50 tip. So let's talk about that delivery specifically, the one where I got the $50 tip. I arrived at the store and the first thing I got was a note saying that they wanted an electric frying pan, but they didn't put it on their grocery list. It wasn't on one of the items. Well, the interesting thing about Shipt is you're allowed to actually shop for other things. The customer can text you and say, hey, I also want this. And so I found the electric griddle that the customer was looking for and I took a picture of it and I sent it to them. I said, is this one the one you want? And they go, yeah. And I said, okay, I'll just add it to your cart. And it automatically puts it in there. So I'm already helping this customer out. I'm getting an item that she didn't put in her shopping list and I'm putting it in there. Then there were a couple things that needed to be substituted. So I made sure to send pictures of the options for substitution and explain what they were out of. And ultimately the customer appreciated that and we kind of had a rapport that we were building as I was doing this order. It almost took an hour to shop for all these items. So once I got done shopping for the items, I bagged them all up and then drove them out to the house and delivered them. And I think this was like my second or third Shipt that I had done, and I didn't know a lot about it. I dropped it off and I didn't get a tip. There was no tip. And I knew that the tips don't occur right away. In fact, I'll get to that here in just a minute in the video. But I didn't get a tip, and I didn't get a tip the whole day. And then the next day I figured, oh, it'll be in there tomorrow. All day the next day, no tip. And I'm like, well, I did all this extra work for this person and they just totally stiffed me. I was a little deflated, to be honest. I said, this Shipt thing is not gonna work out. It's gonna fail. But then on the third day, all of a sudden a $50 tip pops in and I'm like, wow, 50 bucks. That's cool, totally awesome. So here's number 3, the important thing to note about doing Shipt deliveries. The tips don't come in right away, usually. In fact, almost always. I've watched some videos out online and they've said that the tips can come in right away. They can take a week, they could take a month, they could take several months. There was at least one person who said that they got tipped from a Shipt order months after they had done it. So the app will only ask the customer to tip the next time they open the Shipt app. So if they don't open the app again, they may not get asked to tip you again. It's kind of a bummer, but at least, at some point if they ever make another delivery, the app will prompt them, did you want to tip your last person? And then maybe you'll get it a long time afterwards. Of my 8 orders, there have been a couple that did not tip, but the ones that did tip totally made up for the ones that didn't tip. My per hour rate is well over 20 bucks an hour doing Shipt. Another thing that I like about it, and I think this is the same for Instacart, is at most stores, all the items will have the aisle that it's in. So it's not like DoorDash Shop and Deliver where you're hunting all over the Dollar General trying to find something. You actually know exactly what aisle to go to. You just go to that aisle and it makes it much easier to find the items. So that's what I know so far about Shipt. They pay weekly, so the money gets deposited right into my checking account once a week. There's an option to cash out early. I haven't used it, it's not a big deal. The interface itself is very easy to operate. Just be careful that you navigate to the store when you are starting your delivery, because based on what screen you're on, it's very easy to accidentally navigate to the customer's house before you've even went to the store. I did that once. So just be careful you know where you're going when you actually punch in the GPS coordinates. You're going to the store first, then to the customer. And I don't know when my shirt's gonna show up. I see everybody in the videos has a Shipt shirt. Maybe I have to buy that, but they did ask my shirt size when I signed up, so I'm kind of expecting I'm gonna get a shirt from them at some point. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any other ideas for videos, be sure to hit me up in the comments. And if you like the content you're seeing, please subscribe to me. I would really appreciate that. Side Gig Guy out.